Nose, it's not the right place for them. I'm only talking to one person. How you doing, Jonathan? All right, I think everybody's behaving. Baruch Hashem. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shakol niyeh b'dvaroi. Rabbi Isai, are we ready? Okay. One short email. We have a very, just a classic daf in Shas. Highly recommend that everybody go over this daf on their own afterwards with some mesifta or some art scroll. Tremendous amount of information and famous stories and sugyas. So not a whole lot of time to read things. And I'm going to probably put it on a higher speed. And it's not difficult sugyas, just beautiful stuff. I am one of the Zoom foot soldiers. It's a busy 2 weeks for the Rappaport's Mazel Tov. On the wedding, they're sponsoring today's shir. On the wedding, tonight, B'siyat Shemaya, of our granddaughter, Esther Malka, daughter of our son, Rabbi Chanan Eliezer Shoshana Rappaport from Carmiel, to Daven Eisen from Bnei Brak. On the engagement of our granddaughter, Rena Winehouse, daughter of Dr. Sam, pay attention to the name, Sam and Bashi, our daughter, Winehouse, to Tzali Silver from Toronto. Sammy introduced me to MDY. Their official engagement took place in New York, on the New York-Canadian border for a few minutes, and by Zoom, blah, blah, blah. On the engagement of our granddaughter, Tova. You hear this? Chasana, engagement, Tova, daughter of our son, Gershon and Yal Rapport from RBS. You know these guys? The Rapports from RBS. Tor Sa'adon, also from Bet Shemesh. You know them? Who knows them? You guys? You know them. Okay. So it's from that neighbor, from the Scheinfeld? I got it. Who? Rapport Kohanim. Yes. As for the shir, well, the rhyme is kind of easy, but the subject's mighty tough. Thank you, Eli, for bringing clarity to so many sugyas, which for me are very challenging. Steve and Rachel Leah, Rapport, Ishkoyach, the Rappaports. All right, today's daf is daf Pei Ches. And we're in the middle of the sugya, before we get to the major agadah, a couple lines down. Still in the middle of the sugya of when exactly it was Rosh Chodesh Sivan. We had one brayso that tells us that Rosh Chodesh Sivan falls out on a Sunday. We had another brayso that tells us that it falls out on Shabbos. By the way, yesterday, the carpenters came in. They told us they're going to be done by 5, 6 o'clock. 12 a.m., I was still here with them. And they left this place a zoo. And as usual, Yeshua came in early in the morning, and all the tables were upside down on top of each other. They're still coming back, but it's beautiful stuff, fits in with the theme. We put in a lot of moldings and stuff on the wall, and as you can see, they are mostly gone. So all that, just to have perfection here. I'll go upon him. And we are asking once again, so if everybody could please keep social distancing and keep those masks over your nose. There are people that are makbid, believe it or not, in this room, and just in general, it's a good idea to do it. Says the Gemara, Toshma, this anya, B'Seder Olam. It says in the Seder Olam, which gives us the history of the world. Who wrote it? Interestingly enough, Rabbi Yossi himself wrote it. Rabbi Yossi, who were discussing the machloikis between Rabbi Yossi and Rabbanan, he wrote it. Nevertheless, the Gemara already asked this question in another place and says, "Hu amara v'leiloi svirlei," something like that. He could just write it. It doesn't mean that he has to hold it. So that's not so much the problem. The same said Olam, Nizan shabayotzi Yisrael mitzrayim, bar ba'asa shachtu b'schayim. So we had this word for word, right? Just the difference is going to be what day did it happen. On the 14th, Klal Yisrael shechted the korban Pesach. B'chamisha asar yotzu, and they went out on the 15th. What day was the 15th? Remember yesterday we had, the 15th was on a Thursday. This Brisa says, no, it was on a Friday. So now, if they left when? On Erev Shabbos, the 15th was on Erev Shabbos. So when's Rosh Chodesh? We said, anytime the 15th of the month falls out on a particular day of the week, that's the day of Rosh Chodesh. Whatever the 15th is, that's it. So if the 15th of that month, Nisan, was on Friday, Rosh Chodesh was on Friday. Now let's go to the next rule. The next rule is, what day the following month, what day does the following month fall out on? What day is Rosh Chodesh on the following month? Depending whether it's a full month or a chaser. If it's a chaser, it's one day later in the week. So if Rosh Chodesh Nisan was on a Friday, the following month is going to be on a Shabbos, but no, because Nisan is a full month. Nisan is always a full month, so the following Rosh Chodesh is going to fall out on a Sunday, 2 days later. Aleph, the Rosh Chodesh. The Rosh Yachad Nisan Erev Shabbos, Rosh Yarcha De'iyar Chad B'Shabbos. This chart here is no good, but anyways, whatever. We don't need a chart. We had it yesterday. It's the same idea, just pushing it off by 1 day. Now, once so we know that Rosh Chodesh Iyar is on a Sunday. Iyar is a Chaser month, only 29 days. So if Rosh Chodesh Iyar fell out on a Sunday, when is Rosh Chodesh Sivan going to fall out? 1 day after Sunday, which is Monday, because Iyar is only a 29-day month. V'Sivan b'trei b'Shabbat. So therefore, Rosh Chodesh Sivan falls out on a Monday. Who says that Rosh Chodesh Sivan falls out on Monday? Not Rabbi Yossi, who wrote Seder Olam, but Rabbanan. That's the famous machlokes, Rabbi Yossi and Rabbanan. Rabbi Yossi says Rosh Chodesh Sivan is on a Sunday, and Chacham say it's on a Monday. Here's a beautiful raya to Rabbanan. Well, you have different prices that say different things. Kashil Rabbi Yossi, not that close, maybe on that side. Okay, great. This brayso goes like Rabbanan. Toshma, one last one. Rabbi Yossi Omer b'sheni Allah Moshe v'yorad. On the second day, right over here, Moshe Rabbeinu went up, and he came down. When did he go up and down? At the break of dawn. B'shlishi Allah v'yorad. On the third day, he went up and down. What did he come down with? Hagbala, like we said the other day. He taught us the mitzvah of the Isra of going close to the mountain. Revi, Yorad, Vishuv Loyala. He came down. Now, it doesn't mention anything about going up. The Gemara immediately asks, and what did he do on the fourth day? He taught us about Hafrasha. Separate from your wife. Vishuv Loyala. And that was the last time he went up. Uma'achash Loyala, we just need to fix this for a second. If you didn't go up, you can't come down if you didn't go up. Elo b'revi olav yarad. Of course, it means just sticking one word, fix it up. Great. He went up, came down, brought down this idea of hafrasha. B'chamishi bana mizbeach v'ikriv olav karban. On the fifth day, he built a mizbeach. That's the day that Klal Yisrael said nasa. He made a carbon. B'shishi, the sixth day, lehoya leipnai. He was too busy. What does that mean? He was too busy. My lab mishum Torah. It's because on Friday the Torah was given, like it's sort of comes from the actual Torah itself, like we had yesterday. It seems like from the Torah, because Baruch Hu wanted to give the Torah on Friday, not on Shabbos, and it fits right in. On Friday he had no time. He was too busy. Why was he too busy? He was busy learning. He was busy mikabel Torah, going up, getting the Torah. So, what's the kasha? You see that Matan Torah was on Friday, not on Shabbos. Loi, mishum Torah Shabbos. As we know, throughout Shas, the famous Rava Malach Shibuta, Reb Zeira this, each Tana, Moira did a special thing, L'kavet Shabbos Kodesh. They wouldn't let even though they had servants for Shabbos, you have to be matriach yourself. Moshe Rabbeinu was busy preparing Shabbos. Unbelievable. Moshe Rabbeinu himself. He had all of Klal Yisrael serving him. No, he took care of Shabbos. Great. And now comes these amazing, beautiful Agadta. Darsh Ha'uglila Alei de Rav Chizda. This person from Galil was literally on top of Rav Chizda. Rav Chizda was sitting down. He was over him, hovering over him, and he said, Birach Rachmana Diyaven Orayon Tlisai. He's in a theme of threes. This Glila, three is a beautiful thing. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us Tanakh, Torah, Nevi'im, Ksuvim in threes. La'am Tlisai, to a nation that has three. We have Kohanim, Leviim, Yisraelim. Al Yedei Tlisai. Moshe Rabbeinu was the third. He has Aaron and Miriam, then comes Moshe Rabbeinu. Just as a side note, the famous Egel Lisa, a third born when it comes to a calf throughout Shas, is like, oh, he was such a chashuv guest. They brought out the Egel Lisa. I don't know if it has a connection there or not. I'm just throwing it out. He was the third from his mother. Ayideit Lisai, B'yoyim Lisai, on the third day of Hafrasha. In other words, the Hafrasha, separate from your wife, was on Wednesday. And on the third day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday was Matan Torah. So here we have a kasha, the Matan Torah is on Friday, not on Shabbos. B'yoyim Lisai, it says here. B'yarchet Lisai, in the third month, Nisan, Iyar, Sivan, Kiman, Kirabbanon, this obviously goes like Rabbanon. Vayisyatzu b'tachta sahar, everybody knows this Gemara. Omer Avdimi bar Choma bar Chasa, Milamei Chekov HaKadosh Baruch Hu Alem Ishar Ki Gigis. HaKadosh Baruch Hu lifted up the mountain and put it over them like a barrel that's empty. He forced them in there. V'omer Lem, Im atem mikablim ha'Torah mutov. If you accept the Torah, great. V'im lav sham teiv kfuraschem. The word sham, everybody discusses. What's sham? Over here, right here. This is going to be your burial place. The big question that Tosfos asked, everybody discusses, is Klal Yisrael said, Na'aseh v'nishma. What was the point of HaKadosh Baruch Hu forcing Klal Yisrael? So one of the big tirutzim from the Chuma is Klal Yisrael accepted the Torah shebiksav, the Torah, the physical Torah, but not the Torah Shabbat Ped, which includes tremendous amount of halachas, and it was too difficult for them. They said, no, okay, you better accept it. The Maharal says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu yes, they accepted it, and it was a great acceptance, but he was concerned that they're going to regret it from the big fire that took their neshamas out. Now they're going to say no. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu wanted them to be in a position of acceptance. So he kaf aleim hagigigis to prevent them from regretting it. That kind of pshat. Anyway, like I said, there's so much to be said here. We're doing the Daf Yomi. We got to go weiter. Now, a beautiful idea that I saw is that, first of all, Rav Shimshon Pinko says, as a side, kaf aleim hagigigis. So basically, if a person goes to a dentist, he goes he checks in, he pays, he swipes his credit card, sits down in the chair, and then he starts screaming when he sees that drill. So what do? They hold his two hands down and they drill his teeth. But he wanted it. He knows it's good for him. Now that he's in the situation, he's starting to have charata. That's how Reb Shimon Pinkus explains this. They accepted it. They wanted it. It's considered more that they wanted than anything else. But one of the pshatim that I saw, I don't know if the pshat is, you're going to like it that much, but the idea behind is an amazing idea. It's the idea of the Vilna Gaon, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu showed Klal Yisrael an empty vat, an empty barrel, and he's telling Klal Yisrael, look, this is the Yetzer Hara, there's nothing to it. It's empty, there's nothing to it. But what is he really saying? This is the idea of the Vilna Gaon, that in this world, there's no freebies. If you are to enjoy this world, you're either going to take it when you're allowed to, or you're going to take it when you're not allowed to. But you're not going to gain anything. In other words, if you eat a piece of pizza be'isser, you could have had that same piece of pizza beheter. Anything you do, if you steal $100, you could have made that $100 beheter tomorrow. You just don't know it. So you took it now. Great. You think I got something. I stole something. I gained. You didn't gain anything, says the Vilna Gaon. Because tomorrow, HaKadosh Baruch Hu would have given it to you anyways. It's just a matter of how you want to approach it. Any isser in the world, any isser, maybe it won't be exact. But that hana that you have, eating treif, let's say, okay, so you won't have the exact hana of eating this cheeseburger. But you would have had another hana tomorrow that's even better or the same, eating cheesecake, which is equal. It's an idea of the Vilna. You cannot take anything in this world without you deserving it. Even if it's be'isser, so that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu was showing them. Why are you doing averas? You might as well do it beheter. Look, it's empty. The barrel's empty. The Yetzer Hara is fake. It's all a bunch of air. That's the idea. I think it's a mardik idea if you think about it. Don't be over this isser because you'd have the same hana in a different place beheter. Says the Gemara, Omer Avacha Bar Yaakov Mikam Moida Rabba Lo Yiraisa. This is a concept called Moida. Moiser Moida. And that is, if somebody's about to take money from me, forcing me, somebody's trying to squeeze you, So you could go over to two people, Eidim, and say, look, that guy's squeezing me. The only reason I'm giving it to him is because he's squeezing me. He's threatening me. I'm divorcing my wife because somebody put a gun. I'm not going into details because different, but that concept of Moisei Midah. So Klal Yisrael has an excuse. HaKadosh Baruch is going to come to Klal Yisrael and say, why didn't you keep the Torah? They're going to say, you forced us. We didn't want it. And that's a great excuse for Klal Yisrael. The only problem is, we all know this Gemara. Later on, I don't know why they did it to us, but Klal Yisrael was so excited about the Neis of Purim, and they said, you know what, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we accept the Torah out of love, not out of fear. So now we no longer have that excuse, because Klal Yisrael as a whole got together and they accepted the Torah out of love. Kimu v'kiblu hayudim, kimu ma shekiblu kfar. 950 years after Matan Torah, approximately, whatever, somewhere around there, 900 and something years after Matan Torah, Klal Yisrael got together again and were mekabel the Torah me'ahava. It says in the pasuk, you gave us the Torah, and then it says Eretz Yara Vishakata. The earth was fearful, but then it calmed down. Ask the Gemara, Im Yara Lama Shakta. If the earth had a reason to fear, then what calmed it down? Vim Shakta, and if it calmed down, Lama Yara, why was it fearful to begin with? Ella, an amazing thing. But Chilo Yara, before Matan Torah, the earth was fearful. Vila B'Sayv Shakta, why? V'lama Yara, the Kidder Shlagish, Namar Shlagish, Maidich Sivai, Ervei, Vokir Yoim, Hashishi. What's Hashishi? It doesn't say Hasheni, Hachamishi, it says Hashishi. What's the extra hey? Referring to this Shishi of Vav Sivan, of Matan Torah, Hashishi. Hey, Yisrael Lamali, Milamed Shisna Kodesh Baruch Hu Ma'aseh Bereishis V'Amalem. Kodesh Baruch Hu made a deal with all of creation. Im Yisrael Mekabel Mat Torah Atem Iskayim. If Klal Yisrael agrees to Kabbalas HaTorah, I am going to keep you alive. Vim Lav, in other words, I'm going to keep you as is. The earth is going to continue to exist. Vim Lav, Ani Machzer Eschem L'Toy V'Vayu. Zoom is on. It's getting kind of hot here, no? Wow. Everybody got up to get coffee. We're live. We're live on YouTube. Gewaldig. Okay, we're back. Zoom is on. Everybody's on. Great. Yeah. Okay, thank you. And the mute is not on. That's. So Kodesh Baruch Hu made a deal with all of nature, and he said, if Klal Yisrael accepts the Torah, I'm going to keep you the way it is. All the waterfalls, the oceans, the earth, everything is going to stay as is. If not, back to Toiv Avayu. In other words, the tachlis of the Bria is Torah. The whole point of the creation is Torah. And if Klal Yisrael accepts the Torah, then there's a reason for the creation to continue. If not, no.
If it says Hashishi, we have this word, so what do we need we did the 6th day and the 7th day?
No, that has nothing to do. Hashishi is just telling us that the Shishi of the first Friday of creation has to do with what happened much later on in history of Hashishi during Matan Torah, and they're connected and they're intertwined. You're just asking, so you see from there that's the 6th.
All the other days don't have Haj. Yomi Shomi,
Right.
This is Yom
Hashishi, yes. Dorash Rebbe Simoi. Now, just quickly, because we are running out of time, there's a major question here that everybody asks, and that is that from here you see, maybe that's what you were talking about, Yaakov. From here you see, Matan Torah was on the 6th of Sivan. And we say, Zman Matan Torah Seinu, like we did on Shavuos, we say it on the wrong day, L'chaira. So, because we say it on the 7th. When's Shavuos? No, sorry. We say it on Vav, but we paskin like Rabbi Yossi, who says it on this. Who says that Shavuos on the 7th. We paskin not like this. We paskin that there was 3 days of Prisha. That's how it seems like. Azoy is. Look at all the Paisim talk about it. So what they say is, one of the pshatim they say is that on Friday, I forgot who says this though. On Friday or the 6th day is when there was a Matan Torah. There's two Matan Torahs. There's the physical Torah, but also HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave Klal Yisrael the ability, or He gave them the Torah to the point where it became theirs, that they could decide what happens in Torah. Lo b'shamayim, we always say. Torah is right here. And a raya is that Moshe Rabbeinu added another day, that extra day of Rabbi Yossi, he added on his own because it's his Torah. When did he get it? He added the 6th day, which is the day that he learned that the Torah is his, that he could do it. One of these vartim. Anyway, Darsh, Rabbi Simai. B'shashik dim Yisrael nasel nishma, when Klal Yisrael said, we will do, and then we'll hear what we have to do, Bo Shishim Riboy Shel Malachi Ashar, 600,000 malachim came, corresponding to the 600,000 men between 20 and 60. L'chol echad v'echad Yisrael, kosher loy shnei kesarim. They gave each person in Klal Yisrael 2 crowns. Echad keneged nasa, v'echad keneged nishma. V'kivin shechad Yisrael, and when Klal Yisrael sinned with the egel, yardu me'ah ve'esrim riboy malachi chabalo perkum, double the amount of malachim had to come. 1.2 million malachim had to come because they had to take, each malach could only carry 1 crown. Why? Because either the malachim are very weak. Another pshat I saw, I think the Chassam Sofer says this, that in the beginning it was Nasa v'Nishma, it was 1. But then afterwards, when they sinned, it became 2 separate. So a malach can only do 1 Erev. What? 3, 2, 1. Shenema v'yisnatzlu b'nei Yisrael is ed yoim har chorev, referring to Har Sinai, and that's it. Omar Reb Chama bar Chanina, b'chorev to'anu, b'chorev parku. In Har Sinai they got their crowns, and their crowns were removed. B'chorev to'anu k'da amaron, b'chorev parku k'dichsiv, v'yisnatzlu b'nei Yisrael. Omar Reb Yochanan, v'kulon zocha Moshe u'netalon. Again, the Chassam Sofer says a beautiful thing here, that these crowns are referring to the Neshama Yisera. So on Shabbos, we know we have a Neshama Yisera, but Klal Yisrael really had a Neshama Yisera throughout the week. Because Baruch Hu took it away from Klal Yisrael, gave it to Moshe. What does that mean? Karnor Parnov. He had that extra Neshama Yisera. At the end of the day, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to give it back to us. Shenemar uvduye Hashem yeshuvun uvot tziyim birino v'simchas olam al roisham. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to give it back to us. I know it's a song, but we don't have time for it. Simcha shema olam al roisham. This simcha that was many years ago on their heads, this crown, they're going to get it back. Omer Rebbe Lazar b'shashik dim Yisrael nasel nishma. When Klal Yisrael said, we will do, and then we'll listen. Yotza baskol v'amru lehem. Who told Klal Yisrael the secret to act like that? To accept before you hear what's going on. D'chsiv Baruch Hashem Malachav Gibori Koyach Oisei Devarai. They do His word. Lishmaya, and only afterwards because Devarai Bereisha Oisei V'Hada Lishmaya. Malachim listen. They don't listen. They do. Whatever HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, they do. Then they ask questions. Like an apple in the forest. Lama nimshalu Yisrael l'tapuach. Why Klal Yisrael mashal to an apple? Just like this apple says Tosfos. What do you mean? An apple, we know the leaves grow first, then the apple. So why is the Gemara telling us that the fruit is before the leaf? Says Tosfos. Apple doesn't mean apple. Apple means an esrig. An esrig could live on a tree for more than 1 year. So when it's in its 2nd year, the fruit is there before its leaf. The fruit is before the leaf. Nasel and Ishma. Says the Gemara story. Unbelievable story. Rava was thinking and learning. And he was sitting on his own finger. He was crushing it. Blood was spilling out of his finger. I'm a bziza. You guys are impulsive. Look at you. You do before you think. You stick your finger under your foot and you're bleeding. And Rava had no idea that he's bleeding. like they even say in our days, many stories about people that had surgeries, they're thinking, learning, they didn't feel pain. Your mouth goes before your ear. Akati b'pachazusaychu kamaisu. Say that word 3 times. B'pachazusaychu kamisu. First, you should have heard and listened and understand what you're getting yourselves into. There's Misa on Shabbos, there's this on that, and there's Einshim and 6:13. There's tons of stuff that we have to do. Why are you saying you're going to be Mekayim before you know what you're getting yourself into? Imatzisu kablisu. If you agree to it, then you're Mekabel. V'loi kablisu. V'loi kablisu. And if you don't agree, don't. But first listen. Amalei. Peichesam beis anan. Disaginom b'shlei musa. We're here, we go with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, b'shleimus, wholeheartedly. Ksiv ban tumas yishorim tamchim. We go. So, explains Rashi, like a person that does something out of love, he doesn't care, he just goes. He knows, a kid knows his father's not going to lead him astray. If the father says, come, I have a surprise for you. It's good, we're going to go. He knows he's not going to take him to a terrible place, he's going to take him to a fun place. Because Baruch Hu, we didn't know what it was, it's going to be, surprise us. We know you're going to give us a good surprise. You guys that go in the wrong way, ksiv behu, v'selev boigdim, yishodem. Bekitzer, these whatever, the v'selev boigdim yishodem. Boigdim, the people that go astray, it's going to destroy them. Fine. Omer b'shmuel bar nachmeni, Omer b'yonesan, may dichsiv. Libavtini achoisi chala. You capture my heart too, my sister, my kala, referring to HaKadosh Baruch Hu is talking to Klal Yisrael. But Yisrael are the kala, Klal Yisrael. Libavtini b'achas meinayich. You got me with one of your eyes. In other words, batchila, before I knew you, before you took the Torah, b'achas meinayich. Shetasi b'shteinayich. And once you kept the Torah, it's already both of your eyes I'm attracted to. Omar Ula. Aluva, kala mizana. Aluva is a lashon of chutzpah. What's the worst thing a person could do? The greatest crime is a kala to be mizana on the day of a chuppah, and that's what Klal Yisrael did. As they're receiving the Torah, they went and they were mizana. They did avodah zara. Kala mizana b'sei chuppah. So they did avodah zara with the egel. Omer Rav Mori Birod Bashmuel. This is famous in Shas. Rav Mori, who was a tremendous Rav Mori, he was the son of the daughter of Shmuel, and his father's name is not mentioned, and Rashi always brings that his mother was kidnapped, and one of the guys there, the Goyim, had a relation, and it's Hirasai Shaloi B'Gdusha V'Leidasa B'Gdusha. He was Mizgayer, and his name is Isig Yoira, and that's his father, but he's not mentioned in Shas. He only goes, Rav Mori is always brought down by his mother's name, Birada Bashmuel, because he was conceived through an isser of kidnapping. Maikra, Achamel b'mesiba nirdi. That when HaKadosh Baruch Hu was sitting there by his mesiba, by his chasana, so to speak, by his chuppah, and this perfume, the perfume goes somewhere else. Nevertheless, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, as much as we had an affair, so to speak, and we took the perfume somewhere else, HaKadosh Baruch Hu still gives us a little bit. He could have cursed us out. Doesn't say, he says the perfume went somewhere else. It doesn't say his sriach. He could have used a much stronger lashon against us, but he didn't. Tan Rabbana. Aluvin, this is one of the most beautiful Gemaras. Aluvin ve'ein ovim. How does a Jew act? If a person is insulted, step number 1 is ve'ein ovim. They don't, I hear, but no. A person gets insulted, he doesn't insult back. That's madrega number 1. How do you say madrega in English? A level number 1. Stage. Virtue. They hear their own disgrace, which is worse than an insult, a disgrace. Not only are they quiet, they take it with love. They say, these Yisurim of me being embarrassed in public, I do love. The famous story of Reb Chaim, I don't have a lot of time, but Reb Chaim, somebody came to him and said, this is how the story goes. the person doesn't have children. So Reb Chaim Kanievsky said, search for a person that was insulted, was humiliated in public, and didn't answer back, and run over and ask for a bracha. And a person saw somebody being yelled at a wedding, and he ran over to him and he said, stop, don't answer, do me a favor, don't answer, give me a bracha. And of course, he had a kid 11 months and 1 day later. That's the name of my new book, because I cannot stand that every one of these stories is 9 months of this, so we'll go 11 months. No, he had a child 9 months, according to the story. I happen to have an unbelievable, beautiful story, which coincides with today's daf, but I decided not to say it, maybe at a different time. I told the Olam I'm going to say it last night, and I decided not to. Now is not the right time. Maybe at a different, better occasion. I'll go upon him. Like the sun was insulted when the moon started complaining about the sun didn't say anything. And what happened? That person, that entity that complained, the moon, was shrunk to the point that it has nothing. It only feeds off the sun. Hashem Yiten Omer Hamevasrois Tzavarav. Tzavarav is referring to all the nations, called Dibur v'Dibur. Every one of the Aseres HaDibur, Sheyotzim Pi HaGvura from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Nechlak L'Shivim L'Shonos, split into 70 languages. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said one word in Lashon Kodesh, it's split up into 70. Like a hammer, which will be either busted by Tosa says it was busted by the rock, or the rock is busted by the hammer. Ma patish zeh nechlak l'kamini tzoytzoys. I've called diba v'diba sheyatzim mipi HaKadosh Baruch Hu nechlak l'shivim l'shoynois. Separated into 70 languages. Omer Rav Chanana bar Baba. Mai d'chsiv shimu ki negidim adaber. Like princes, I'm going to speak. Lo manim shelu divrei Torah l'kinogid. Why is Torah like a prince? Lo melech. Ma nogid zeh yesh boi l'hamis u'la'achiyos. A prince could kill at will and keep somebody alive. Av divrei Torah yesh bo l'hamis u'la'achiyos. Torah has the power to kill and to keep alive. Hainu d'omer Rava. L'may minim bo samad achaya. Says Rashi, you have to see this Rashi inside. L'may minim asukim b'chol koicham. How do you learn Torah with your right? You learn Torah with all your strength. It doesn't say you learn Torah. With all your strength. Maybe it fits into that. When it's difficult, go back to the whole theme. When it's difficult, you don't want to get up in the morning, all your strength. Or you're trying to figure out a pshat and you literally harava, they say. Harava over in learning. Amel is about Torah. Utrudim l'das soida. You're there, you want to understand the secrets of Torah. So it's like any medicine. If you take medicine and it's for the wrong disease, it could wreak havoc. When you take it for the right disease, it heals. If you learn Torah in the right way, it's life. If you do it lefty, with your left hand, try to throw a ball like a lefty, Sama de Moisa, it will destroy you. Davacher, Negidim, what are these princes called? Diba v'diba sheyatzim mipi HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Choshim leishnei ksarim. Every one of the Aseres HaDibros, as we know, the Aseres HaDibros had mamish, says Rashi. They were physical. You could feel them. And if you could feel something, you could tie something to it. If it was just try to tie something to our words, it doesn't tie. There's nothing to tie to. But the Aseres HaDibros, you could tie. Choshim leishnei ksarim. There were two crowns. Omer b'Shua ben Levi. Ma'idach siv, tzrar hamar doidi li, bein shodai yolin. What's this passing shir ashir? Mar mekneses Yisrael v'nei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Rebbeinu shaloylam, afa pisha meitzar u'meimer li doidi. Even though he's upset with me, bein shodai yolin, he'll rest on my chest. Eshkol ha'koyfer doidi li, b'char me'engedi. And Rashi explains that the Beis HaMikdash, the Mishkan was, we know, was kishnei shodayim doichakim uboltim ba'paroiches. The paroiches stuck out like shnei shodayim keneged HaPesach. Says the Gemara, Eshkol HaKoyfer doidili b'charmi en gedi. What's en gedi? Misha kol shaloi mechaperli ala voin gedi. Gedi is a lotion of a goat or a kid. Rashi in other places says a gedi refers to all animals when they're young. Even the golden calf could be called the egel, even though it's an egel. It's not a gedi. It's not a gedi. It's a calf. A calf. A calf is not a gedi. But nevertheless, the Torah could call it a gdi. Misha kol shaloi mechapeli alavoin gdi shekaramti li. HaKadosh Baruch Hu shakol shaloi, he'll forgive me. My mashma dahai karmei lishno the mechaneshu. How do I see that it means to gather? Omer marzut Rabbi Rav Nachman kedesnain kisei shel koives the laundress chair, everybody brings their clothes, dumps it on the chair, that's the gathering place. Every word that came out of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the entire world smelled like perfume. Asked the Gemara, so once HaKadosh Baruch Hu said one word, the whole world filled up with perfume. What was the need to have more words? What did the second word accomplish? Says the Gemara, there's a big wind that came. He said one word, perfume. Comes a wind, clears the air. Next word comes. Next word fills the world with perfume. Maybe it's another perfume. I don't know. His lips are like flowers. They drip. Mar over. Over goes. They repeat. This noitvois, this drip, kept on repeating itself every word. HaKadosh Baruch Hu spoke, they died. It was so powerful. Shenemar, nafshi yotza b'dabroi. My soul left me when HaKadosh Baruch Hu spoke. But if they died, they were dead. That person cannot hear anything. HaKadosh Baruch Hu put dew in the world. This is the dew, rain, dew, that has the power to be mechayim mesim. And they came back to life. Shedemar geshem nidavois tonav elikim nachloscha v'nilo atoch choinanto. Omer Mishum and Levi. Kol div v'div sheyatzim b'HaKadosh Baruch Hu chazru Yisrael achareim. It was so powerful that they were thrown backwards. Shtei mesrei mil. That's basically the size of the Machna Yisrael. They were thrown back to the beginning of the Machna. Came the Malachei Hasharis and helped them out like a mother, says Rashi, helps out a child when he's learning to walk. Shenemar Malachi Tzvakois Yidoidun Al Tikri Yidoidun Elo Yidadun. Encourage them to walk and encourage them to get back to your place. And then HaKadosh Baruch Hu spoke again and then went flying backwards again. This is the famous Gemara. Moshe Rabbeinu goes up to Shemayim. What is this human being doing here? He's born from a woman. What's going on here? He came to accept the Torah. This is a treasured, a coveted, treasured. Says Rashi. The Torah is supposed to be given after 1,000 generations. When was it given? After 26 generations. It's quite a jump there. In other words, we're missing 974 generations. How long do those 26 generations take? 1,000 years. So you can imagine how many years, 974. If I just did a simple calculation, comes out to 37,000 years. It could be in the millions. Yet Rashi says it was 2,000 years. Not exactly sure why. So you are holding on to this Torah for 974 generations. And now you're ready to give it to Yeludisha, to a human being. He's so great. So Kadosh Baruch tells Moshe, you answer them. Omer Lefanov. It's 8 o'clock. Okay, fine. What? We got a minute. No, what's the song, Levi? Simcha. Okay. Nachman is reading weiter. That means. I can't talk to the malachim. They're going to burn me alive. Grab into my chair and then tell them an answer. In other words, also you can see from there, you are not just a human being. You're a human being that grabs onto my kisei hakavod. They'll chop right away that we're dealing with something special here. What does the word parshes mean? It's a Rosh Tevis. That's the Rosh Tevis. Peirash, Shakai, Miziv, Shchinasai. HaKadosh Baruch Hu went and covered Moshe Rabbeinu. We don't understand it. What does it say in your Torah? He took us out of Egypt. So then Moshe Rabbeinu got strength and he tells the Malachim, the Mitzrayim, Yiratem, did you work in Mitzrayim? The Parish, the Batem, Torah Lamat Eilachem. What shaykh is after you? Shuv Maksiv Ba. So we have to understand what the Malachim thought. B'Havamina. You shouldn't do avodah zarah. You by the nations that you have issues with avodah zarah. Shuv maksiv ba zachor yom Shabbos lekadshoy. Keep Shabbos klum atem moisim malacha shatem zikron. What you work the fields? Shuv maksiv ba lo sisa. You shouldn't say Hashem's name in vain. Masu matan yish menachem. What, are you going to curse somebody? You're going to swear to somebody? Shuv maksiv ba kabed zovicha v'simecha. Do you have parents? Shuv maksiv ba lo sirtzach lo sinov lo signov. Kina yish bechem. Do you have jealousy? Yetzara yish benechem. You don't have a yetzara. Miyad hoydelo lakadosh baruch hu. And they said, you're right. You have to give it to Moshe Rabbeinu. Shenemar Hashem Adinenu Moad Shimcha B'chol Haaretz. Vilut no hoydchal shemayim lo yiksiv. Miyad, says the Gemara. Kolechol ve'echol nas lo yoyev. Everybody, every malach loved Moshe Rabbeinu. They saw what an Anavi is and that he's right. Umasa lo davar, and each one gave over a secret to Moshe Rabbeinu. Shenemar Olisa lamarim shaviso shevi lokachto matonis ba'odom b'schar shekarucha odom lokachto matonis. Okay, we could stop here, even though it's smack in the middle of a word. You know what? Let's go 2 lines weiter. Av malach hamavis masal davar. Even the malach hamavis gave him a secret. Shenemar vayitenes aktoris v'yichaber alam. The malach hamavis taught Moshe Rabbeinu how to do diktoris to prevent a mageifa, pandemic. And he said, "Vayamoy ben amesim ben achayim." Moshe Rabbeinu stood between the alive and the dead, and he did diktoris. How did he know that's going to stop a mageifa? He loved Omerle mi'aviyoda. Obviously, he got that secret from the Malach HaMavis, who knows about death and life. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. You have time for some Tehillim? No. There's still a pandemic. What are we going to do? Hold on. Finish the bracha. Shema Lishma Mekim Sicha Adonai. Adonai Shema Bekali, Yelazach Yeshua Zekot Achanonai. Adonai Shema Bekali, Yelazach Yeshua Zekot Achanonai. Im Avanos Tishma, Adonai Miyamoy. Im Avanos Tishma, Adonai Miyamoy. Ki Yechas Lichol Mati Vorei. Ki Yechas Lichol Mati Vorei. Ki Mitzi Adonai Gibson, Nafshi V'Vorei Chalti. Ki Mitzi Adonai Gibson, Nafshi V'Vorei Chalti. Nafshi Adonai Gibson, Labaker Shemrim Labaker. Chesed, Rabbi Magdus.